Hermanas y hermanos, miro alrededor y veo que nuestra madre tierra está lastimada. Nuestra Pachamama nos advierte, nos ruega para que la protejamos. Veo que nos da muchos avisos: terremotos, maremotos, huracanes, tsunamis, ciclones, sequías y miseria, hambre. Veo que la ambición de unos pocos pretende llevarnos a la destrucción de todos.
Where I live, in the United States, we have less than 4% of our original forests left. 40% of the waterways have become undrinkable. And our problem is not just that we're using too much stuff, but we're using more than our share. We have 5% of the world's population, but we're using 30% of the world's resources and creating 30% of the world's waste. If everybody consumed at US rates, we would need 3 to 5 planets. And you know what? We've only got one.
Yo llego a la conclusión que el capitalismo secuestra a la madre tierra para saquear sus recursos, para explotar a sus hijos e hijas, para envenenar a sus ríos y lagos. Por tanto, yo llego a la conclusión que el capitalismo no es el primer enemigo de la humanidad, que el capitalismo, hermanas y hermanos del mundo, es sinónimo de inadición, que el capitalismo es sinónimo de desigualdad, que el capitalismo es sinónimo de la destrucción del planeta Tierra.
In the eyes of the law, only human beings and companies are persons, are subjects capable of holding rights. So everything else in creation, fish, trees, rivers, mountains, are things, property, which may be owned but cannot hold rights.
Extraction, which is a fancy word for natural resource exploitation, which is a fancy word for trashing the planet. What this looks like is we chop down the trees, we blow up mountains to get the metals inside, we use up all the water, and we wipe out the animals.
As businesses grow, from small to large, and they expand, and they become concentrated into huge corporations, one of the main ways to stimulate growth is by advertising, convincing people to consume more and more.
Shortly after World War II, these guys were figuring out how to ramp up the economy. Retailing analyst Victor Lebeau articulated the solution that's become the norm for the whole system.
A marketing specialist wrote the following, and this is a quote from a person who believes in the system.
He said, "Our enormously productive economy demands that we make consumption our way of life, that we convert the buying and use of goods into rituals, that we seek our spiritual satisfaction."
Our ego satisfactions in consumption. The measure of social status, of social acceptance, of prestige is now to be found in our consumptive patterns.
Conocidas como máquinas de comer debido a su voraz apetito, las orugas crecen rápidamente. De hecho, una especie de oruga aumenta su peso 10,000 veces en menos de 20 días.
People living in capitalist societies consider it to be completely natural that we compete against one another, that we are aggressive in our actions, that we are looking out for ourselves and our families. They consider this to be completely natural.
Sales in a stampede, shoppers pushed and shoved their way through Black Friday today, one of the busiest shopping days of the year, of course. The mad dash into a Walmart store knocked shoppers to the ground near Grand Rapids, Michigan. At 5 in the morning, despite several people falling to the ground, shoppers charged ahead, fixated on doorbuster deals. A 13-year-old girl helping a pregnant woman get up had to be taken away by ambulance. Another woman who was injured was taken to the hospital. Her husband blamed the store for a lack of security.
We know that capitalism is an economy that knows no boundaries and by its very nature must grow. We also know that Mother Earth, her resources and her environment are destroyed by a system of perpetual growth in which capital accumulation is the only driving force.
You say you got a real solution. Well, you know, we don't love to see the plan. You ask me for a contribution.
The indigenous peoples of Alaska and North America have given me voice to give this message to you. There is a prophecy, a voice from the north. This message tells humanity that we must stop the corporate interests from stealing the life of Pachamama.
When you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me?
Y quiero decirles, solo tenemos dos caminos: la Pachamama, la Madre Tierra, el planeta o finalmente el capitalismo.
Nos conducirán a una gran victoria y que nosotros derrotaremos ahora sí al imperialismo y al capitalismo y salvaremos la vida en este planeta.
Hasta siempre, comandante. Y aquí se queda la entrañable transparencia de tu querida presencia, comandante Che Guevara.
¡Abajo el imperialismo! ¡Vivan los pueblos del mundo! ¡Que viva el socialismo! ¡Que viva Bolivia!